The next thing I'm going to get into is... So a 10-year-old girl. So this happened 8 days ago. This is right at the cutoff of what I want. The information I'm looking at. But a 10-year-old girl was swept away in a Texas flood. So I'm gonna watch some of that video. So let's get right into that and see what that is talking about. Yep, let's get right into it. Boom, boom, boom.
Could impact the search that's currently underway for a 10-year-old girl who was tragically swept away by rising water yesterday. Authorities say the young girl and her sister were walking home from school about 90 minutes northwest of Houston near Fireman's Park in Brenham when one of them went under. We've been following this story all morning, and Fox 26's Leslie Delaspore joins us live now with the very latest on this search. Leslie?
Yeah, Heather, sad news coming out of Brenham this morning. The family who is here on the property of the Washington County Fairgrounds tells us that 10-year-old has been found. I want to step out and give you a look at the active scene that's happening behind me here. Family tells us the 10-year-old who went missing during that severe flooding and weather has died. They are identifying her as 10-year-old Dava Woods. Now, again, if you take a look here, we are at the Washington County Fairgrounds, where a press conference was just held at 11, where officials from the city of Brenham, the Sheriff's Office, Brenham Police, and Fire were talking about recovery efforts for the missing 10-year-old. And moments after that press conference, a very chaotic, active scene erupted, where multiple members of law enforcement ran down to this creek here, just on the other side of this pavilion, where we believe the 10-year-old was found. Now, again, the 10-year-old's family is here, and according to loved ones, her mother just arrived on scene and was met by the Washington County Sheriff. And again, earlier, the city of Brenham.
Terrible. That can't imagine. I've said this before in past videos. Parents shouldn't need to bury their kids. So natural disasters, you can't predict it, but I can't imagine. So Jesus. But main thing, we need to keep the family in the prayers. It's a terrible time, but flooding is deadly. Mother Nature is deadly. We need to make sure we secure our kids, especially during the times where it's especially when something a crazy weather event is going on where Jesus. But let's finish up this video.
Gave an update and discussed how this was a multi-agency effort and how many entities were working together starting last night when she initially went missing, and they reconvened this morning to continue their efforts. Take a listen to what officials had to say around 11 today.
Brenham is small. It's a hometown community, and we feel that way. So when one struggles, we all struggle. So we are lifting this family up, and we'll do so until and even after whatever the outcome, we'll support the family and all rally together as we usually do.
And again, officials just informed us that there will be a press conference around 12:30 here at the Washington County Fairgrounds. So we will continue to keep you updated with information as soon as we receive it. Reporting live in Brenham, Texas, Leslie Delaspore, Fox 26 News.
Melinda Gordon, Melinda Gordon, PIO, Communications and Public Relations Manager for the City of Brenham. Nobody likes to make information like this available at any time. But we have an update, and I'd like to introduce 3 of our incident commanders who will share the information, the latest information that was found. We have Chief Mark Donovan with Brenham Fire Department, Director Kevin Doremus with Washington County EMS, Lieutenant Stephen Eilert from Brenham Police Department. We will be talking about the loss of precious 10-year-old Diva Woods and her mother, Veronica Williams. I'd like to turn it over now to Chief Mark Donovan.
So at about 4:25 yesterday afternoon, we received notice of a water rescue in the vicinity of Burleson Street and MLK. Brenham Fire Department, Washington County EMS, Brenham PD, Washington County Sheriff's Department, Lynn College PD, and Washington County Constable's Office all responded. Rescue efforts were initiated immediately. Those rescue efforts included local resources, regional resources, and later state resources. Rescue efforts continued throughout the night using assets from throughout the state. Those rescue efforts continued this morning. Shortly after about 10 o'clock this morning, we received notification that we had found the body. At that point, this became a recovery effort, and control of the scene was passed on to Brenham Police Department. I'll let Lieutenant Stephen Eilert fill you in on what that process entails.
I can't imagine having a job where I would have to deal with this. Hopefully not on a daily basis, but just in general. I don't want to have to see this. I don't want to have to, especially see this in person. I'm fine with reviewing it. Like my whole point of my channel, we got to review the world. We need to see what's happening, understand, try to understand at least, but I can't imagine being in that position, looking for a body. No, I'm not built for that. I'm built to be in my office. So I give props to anyone who's out there, especially police officers, EMS, doctors, all that good stuff. Give my props to them. But let's keep going. We got about another 4 minutes into this video.
As Chief Donovan advised, approximately 10:45, I was contacted by DPS's dive team. They did notify me that they did locate Mrs. Wood. We successfully recovered her, and we began processing our scene. We have taken care of her as much as we could.
It might just be me, but I wouldn't want to be right there sitting in front of the camera at this moment. Maybe if I'm going to speak, maybe, but I don't want to be seen. I'd rather just be at the morgue or maybe out in the audience and not right in front of everybody. Just not me.
Our hearts go out to Wilson's family. It is a difficult thing. We did use multiple state resources as well as local and county. Like advised, we had DPS's dive team as well as multiple entities from Texas Task Force 1 for different search and swiftwater rescues during this incident. Currently, we are continuing our investigation at this time. So what limited information we have other than the recovery is still subject to our investigation.
We'll take a few questions at this time, and I do ask that you honor the family and Diva in your questions.
Now we'll watch a few of the questions, see what they was asking.
Emotional group of people right now. To look around and to know that this is the community response and these are the people that came together. Can you just talk a little bit about how, Brenham really came together for this family?
that's not. I thought it was going to be some important questions, but they might be more into. I'll look deep dive into it a little bit more, but tragic, truly tragic. We need to just make sure, like I say all the time, keep the mother in her prayers. She's obviously dealing with a hard thing, terrible thing to deal with, but let's keep the family in her prayers. I want to know this questions. First question I would have asked is, well, I don't know what the first question is. I don't know what the first question I would have asked. I wouldn't have asked anything about the community coming together. I want to know more about the little girl. Why was she? Where were they coming from? This stuff might be in the police report itself, but the main things I want to know is where was she coming from? How was the sister doing? Because the sister was with her. But again, I'm going to keep saying this. Let's keep the family in our prayers and make sure that we're, Jesus, love your kids every day. And that's all I can say. Just make sure to be with your kids every day. All right, everybody, remember this is AC Reviews the Word. Remember to like and subscribe.